Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
Happy Thanksgiving. We all got a brief break from gloomy gray skies today, but the sun, it's taking the day off tomorrow, and the rain clouds are coming back.
And while you may be waiting for the stores to open, you may have to open up an umbrella. Meteorologist Mia Montgomery is tracking the rain's arrival. Mia, what can you tell us?
Well, it is going to be a pretty soggy day out there tomorrow. If you are stepping out to snag any Black Friday deals, definitely plan on giving yourself some extra time out the door. And yes, take the rain gear with you. Earlier this morning across South Central Texas, we had some fog, we had some mist, and we even did find some scattered rain and a couple of thunderstorms. We are pretty quiet across our neck of the woods here this 10 p.m. hour. A little bit of radar noise closer to the New Braunfels and Canyon Lake area. That is expected to change, though, through the overnight as we see an area of low pressure start to swing across the Lone Star State. That is going to help us increase those rain chances. More widespread rain is expected, especially throughout the second half of our Friday. So take the umbrella. Know that it is going to be cooler with temperatures in the 50s and windy out there as well. We'll have more details plus what to expect this weekend coming up in just a bit, guys.
Thanks for that, Mia. Now, this Thanksgiving comes with sadness in Uvalde today. It's been 6 months since 21 people were killed inside of Robb Elementary.
Families and loved ones have fought for accountability and change. Behind them is a core group. The night team's Lee Waldman spoke with several who say they do all they can to support the families.
The world stopped that day, and it hasn't been the same since.
Robb Elementary is only a stone's throw away from Michelle Prouty's home. Before May 24th, she was lulled daily by the sound of children.
I would get home in the afternoon and you could hear the kids playing outside, getting loaded on the school bus, the buses driving up and down the streets.
Sounds she'd give anything to have back. May 24th stole that serenity from her.
It was chaos and it was horror unfolding.
Since then, Prouty has joined a tight-knit advocacy group called Karma.
The Karma group is a group of regular people who are not going to take it anymore.
They've been a constant presence at school board and city council meetings, always backing the families in their calls for accountability. Adam Martinez, whose son went to Robb, organized it.
Our main focus now has been the children of Robb and the families in the community and how we can raise the standards.
Karma is an acronym that stands for Keep All Righteous Minds Aware. Martinez says they're fighting to raise the standards for police in Uvalde, make schools and parks safer, make the community better overall.
Just do the right thing. People trying to do the right thing, that's it.
Prouty vowing their work is far from over.
The inactions of these officers, none of them should have badges. There is no excuse.
We're working on a special project that will air on December 2nd at 7 p.m. It's a look back at these last 6 months in Uvalde, honoring each of the 21 victims. We hope you'll join us for it. In Uvalde, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
In the days after the shooting in Uvalde, President Biden called for a ban on assault weapons. Today, he doubled down on the idea just days after mass shootings in Colorado and Virginia.
The idea we still allow semi-automatic weapons to be purchased is sick. It's just sick. It has no social redeeming value. Zero, none. Not a single solitary rationale for it except profit for the gun manufacturer.
The president spoke today during a visit to a fire station in Nantucket, Massachusetts. He says he knows getting a ban passed through Congress will be a challenge, but that it will not stop him from trying. In addition to their visit with the firefighters today, the president and the first lady also called U.S. troops around the world to thank them for their service and wish them a happy Thanksgiving. And back here at home, San Antonio firefighters are among the first responders working this holiday in hopes of keeping everyone else safe.
Yes, the night team's Alyssa Cole spent the day with the crew at Firehouse 4.
First responders on standby. Gear and units prepared and ready.
We're always staying prepared. We're always trying to be vigilant. And with it being Thanksgiving, we anticipate there could be cooking-related incidents or maybe fires of that nature.
San Antonio firefighters at Firehouse Engine number 4 are spending their holiday together. Enjoying dinner between calls with loved ones, including Captain Terrence Lowe's fiance. She's part of the families here sharing the special day.
And we're just thankful that we have the opportunity to be with him and that he's here and able to keep our city safe. And we just want to spread the love.
According to the National Fire Protection Association, Thanksgiving is the peak day for home cooking fires, with more than 3 times the daily average fire. That's why these first responders say they're dedicated to protecting and serving their community.
Every day we seek out a way to step up our game and to provide the best service for the community.
Alyssa Cole, KSAT 12 News.
And we are so thankful to those first responders and their families. And without a hitch, the 43rd annual Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner was once again held in person. Food, laughter, and of course dancing filled the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. Some 25,000 meals prepared for today's feast, including 4,000 that were delivered to those who are homebound. Organizers say in the midst of dealing with high food costs and supply shortages, San Antonio did what it does best, and that's come together for the good of the city.
The community leaned in even closer and said, this must happen. And so we're very grateful. I know all of our dinner guests are so happy. It's just truly a blessing.
Jimenez says she is also grateful for each and every volunteer who gives their time and talents every year to serve the community. Many of the volunteers have made the Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner part of their family's own holiday tradition.
Tonight, San Antonio police are trying to find out what caused the driver of a semi-cab to come crashing down an overpass. Take a look at what's left of the cab. This happened this morning near downtown. The cab was traveling on the top level of I-10 and somehow flipped over, landing below on North New Laredo and Frio. The driver and a passenger were taken to the hospital. Police don't believe speed was a factor, but think the slick roads may have led to the rollover. The road was closed for a short time as first responders worked to clear the wreckage. Back here at home, a kitchen at a popular West Side flea market is told to stop making food at home and to get rid of several dead roaches, while 2 Mexican restaurants had problems with repeat health violations. Night Team's Tim Gerber takes us behind the kitchen door.
Mary's Kitchen, located in the Bandera Flea Market in the 1300 block of Bandera Road, earned a 75 on their recent health inspection. The inspector found cooked brisket and barbacoa sitting out at room temperature. On top of that, the meat was prepared at someone's home. The inspector reminding the business all food served to customers must be made in a licensed facility or on site. The inside of the refrigerator, freezers, and bins where clean wares are kept needed to be thoroughly cleaned. Several dead roaches were found in baskets holding clean napkins, while more dead roaches were found along the gaskets, doors, and shelves of refrigeration units. A re-inspection was ordered. Jalisco Taqueria number 5 in the 6500 block of Babcock comes in with a 68, a significant drop from their previous score of 84 from an inspection back in May. This time around, they had 3 repeat violations. Their biggest problem was employees handling food without gloves or hand washing. The inspector observed food prep workers not wearing gloves when making masa, while also handling their personal cell phone. Another worker dicing lettuce was caught wiping their hands on a dirty apron, then returned to dicing. Another was seen taking off old gloves and putting on a new pair without washing their hands. The inspector also found several in-use spray bottles containing toxic chemicals that were not labeled, indicating what was in the bottle. Torito Mexican restaurant in the 5300 block of South Presa racked up 8 repeat violations, earning them a 79. Day-old refried beans in the cooler were temped at 83 degrees. The beans were condemned. Clean plates had visible dirt-like substances on them. The walk-in cooler had rusty shelves, and there were buckets of food being stored on the floor of the cooler. The kitchen was also in need of a detailed cleaning. A re-inspection was ordered. That's what's happening behind the kitchen door. Tim Gerber, KSAT 12 News.
Want to know who has good scores and who doesn't? We have a new tool for that. Just scan this QR code with your phone and it'll take you to a new mapping tool. It has the scores for local food businesses. The reports go back 6 months and are frequently updated. Definitely a tool I'll be using after Tim's report.
Absolutely. All right, it's seen its fair share of Thanksgiving football, but a key piece of the UT Longhorn Band is moving on. We're looking back at the history of Big Bertha next on the Nightbeat. Thanksgiving and football. The 2022 college football season marks the end of an era just up the road in Austin. This year, the UT Band bid farewell to one of its oldest members, a 100-year-old bass drum named Big Bertha.
Max Massey takes us inside the history and legacy of this legendary piece of Longhorn history.
She is definitely an iconic fixture of what it is to be part of the 40 acres. You know, we've got the Cannon, we've got Bevo, we've got Bertha, you know, the trifecta there.
Delia Botball is known as Mama Bear. She's the University of Texas band program coordinator and color guard instructor. She knows Big Bertha pretty well.
She has been in my life since I was a member of the Longhorn Band back in 1989.
But 1989 doesn't even begin to tell the full story.
100 years ago, 1922, the University of Chicago wanted a drum made for their football program that they had at the time. They wanted the biggest drum in the world.
Then came the war.
The team was sort of disbanded, and the drum was stored under the stadium at the University of Chicago there during the entirety of World War II.
After World War II, UT came to bring Big Bertha home.
He bought Big Bertha for $1, got her transported down here to Austin, Texas, and presented her to his successor.
And this is where she's been ever since. But obviously, week after week, bowl game after bowl game, touchdown after touchdown, Big Bertha is taking a beating.
You can see the wear and tear on her head, you know, where she's been hit. She's lost her shape a little bit.
So this season is Big Bertha's last.
Thank you for taking me out of my comfort zone. I've had a lot of good memories, and it's really sweet that it's come full circle from me being a little freshman on birth crew, not knowing what I was getting myself into, to getting to retire her in one of my last football games ever.
And to honor her time at UT and the decades of memories, there was a special going away ceremony.
We had 500 Longhorn Band alumni plus the 400 members of the Longhorn Band all on the field together with Big Bertha 1 and introducing Big Bertha 2.
Big Bertha will not be at the games anymore, but she isn't going too far.
There's an Athletics Hall of Fame at the north end zone in DKR Memorial Stadium. And there's already a spot reserved for Big Bertha.
And Big Bertha 2 is ready for the next generation of Longhorn students, staff members, and fans.
The best is really yet to come.
You have to be there in person. She is magnificent. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. The medal, I mean, I was in awe, and I'm so honored that I get to take care of this one too.
Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
I guess it's safe to say that Big Bertha rolls to the beat of her own drum.
I love that. Also, shout out to our photojournalist, Ken Weezer. His son, Kennedy, is part of the UT Band.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that he's the one that kept us updated on this story.
Absolutely. I'm sure Courtney Friedman, also a UT alum, was pretty happy with that piece.
Proud UT.
Still, we talked about it in every show today, at least 5, 6, and now 10. There's still traffic on the roadways.
Well, you know, I'll guess. Maybe people are on their way to go shopping at this point.
They're already starting to get in lines.
Okay, see, that's where y'all are headed to. 61 degrees. I hope y'all took a jacket.
Yes, because not only is tomorrow going to be cooler, but it is going to be soggy in spots. We are expecting rain coverage to increase through the overnight hours and even more so for any of those Black Friday shopping plans. Okay, but before we can get there, let's take a look at some of the rainfall reports from today. It wasn't for everybody, even though the vast majority of South Central Texas woke up to foggy conditions. We had a lot of mist out there. It was just very muggy cloudy and a humid Thanksgiving day across our area. San Antonio International only picking up on a trace of rain officially, just under 0.4 of an inch over in Seguin, about 1/10 of an inch in New Braunfels, 0.15 over in Pleasanton and Atascosa County for the day. We are pretty quiet across our neck of the woods here this Thursday night. Maybe just a few sprinkles out there, but you can see some more activity well off to our north and our east along the I-35, I-45 corridors, closer to the Houston area as well. And then over in West Texas and even stretching up into the Panhandle, some rain and a little bit of snow, all thanks to an area of low pressure that is going to be swinging across the Lone Star State here over the next 36 hours. And as it does so, at least for us here in South Central Texas, it's going to help spark up that more widespread chance for rain tomorrow and into tomorrow night. So here's the latest version of our Futurecast depicting what the radar could look like here over the next day or so. You can see through the overnight hours, this is 2 a.m. Friday, some spotty showers across the central and eastern reaches of the area, but we're seeing more scattered rain, potentially a stray rumble of thunder or two develop across our far western counties. That continues to be the theme into the early morning hours of our Friday, but watch what happens as we advance this in time into late Friday morning and even more so Friday afternoon. That coverage is expected to expand and move farther eastward, so more widespread rain, especially the theme Friday afternoon, Friday evening, and really that continues into Friday night. Just off and on rain expected throughout the day before we start to see clearing take place early Saturday morning, generally before the sun comes up. And when the sun does come up and you are stepping out for any of those Saturday morning plans, most of the rain should be farther east, and we will see more sunshine take over for the weekend. In terms of totals, for some, 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch possible. For others, upwards of 1 to maybe even 1.5 inches of rain, not completely off the table. So we'll keep eyes on that, especially road conditions. Take it easy out there on the road tomorrow. In terms of temperatures, we're in the 50s and 60s right now. We wake up in the upper 50s, low 60s tomorrow. And because of the rain-cooled air and added cloud cover, temperatures may actually fall a few degrees throughout the afternoon. So it is going to be much cooler than what we found out there today. Chilly mornings into the upcoming weekend, but the sunshine returns. Those temperatures start to warm overall tomorrow. Holiday decorations indoors, good idea, and then save the outdoor decorations for the weekend, guys.
All right, Mia, thank you so much. The other big news of the day?
Dallas
Football, Cowboys, all right.
We're trying to spoil Thanksgiving for the boys, but they held strong.
That was a tale of two halves, a very bad first half, a very good second half. When we come back, we'll show you how the Cowboys came back in today's game on Thanksgiving Day, and a revenge game set up for this coming Friday, as in tomorrow, for the Alamo Heights Mules.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Dallas Cowboys have won 10 of their last 11 games against the Giants today, going for the season sweep, while also moving up to second place in the very tight NFC East. Cowboys down 3-0 in the second quarter, but on the Giants' 6-yard line. They give the ball to Ezekiel Elliott, plows his way right up the middle for the 7-3 lead. Giants respond. Daniel Jones under pressure, goes deep down the sideline to Darius Slayton, who makes the acrobatic catch just shy of the end zone. Saquon Barkley would score a few plays later. 10-7 Giants. Just before the break, Dak would throw his second interception of the first half. This would lead to a New York field goal and a 6-point Giants lead at the break. Cowboys all gas, no brakes in the second half. Dak Prescott is able to find his tight end Dalton Schultz in the end zone for the 15-yard score and a 1-point lead. Next Dallas possession, Prescott to Schultz again, this time from 6 yards out, and it's 21-13 Cowboys. So we go to the fourth quarter now. Second and goal for the Cowboys. They give it to Peyton Hendershot, who comes in motion for the easy score. The Cowboys score a touchdown on 3 straight possessions to start the second half, leading in the win. I love this celebration. Leading to the win 28-20.
We stopped stepping on our toes, making self-inflicted mistakes, didn't turn the ball over, and we're able to get in that rhythm, get back to what I talked about in the past, our standard and expectation, and pretty much scoring on every drive. That's what we're capable of doing when we're heightening our focus, executing in between the whistle and just finishing. And that's what that is our standard, and that's what we're going to hold each other to. But we've got to be committed to each other, committed to our game plan, and just stay at it.
All right, so the next game for the Dallas Cowboys won't be this Sunday, of course. It'll be a week from this Sunday when they play host to the Indianapolis Colts. The Houston Texans pulled the trigger on benching Davis Mills as their starting quarterback after the team's terrible performance against the Washington Commanders that produced only 5 yards of offense in the first half. Head coach Lovie Smith deciding to start the more seasoned Kyle Allen when they travel to Miami on Sunday to face the Dolphins. That's after Mills came off his worst performance as a starter with a pick six in just his second pass, 2 interceptions on the day, just 57% completion for only 169 yards. He has a league-high 11 interceptions for the season. The Texans have the worst record, 1-8-1. The NFL first reported the switch, but Smith would not confirm it.
I do not announce who's starting through the week. We have a starting lineup, the last one that we have, and when it changes, we'll let you know. But during the week, of course, we're not going to announce anything like that. I think that would give the opponent an advantage. So our starting lineup, as far as you're concerned, is and this would have been, I would have said the same thing 3 weeks ago. It's the same one until told otherwise.
So there, to the early game. The Detroit Lions have lost their last 5 Thanksgiving Day games, and they're 9.5-point underdogs as they host the Buffalo Bills. Less than a minute to play. Lions down 3, and on 4th and inches, Amon St. Brown comes in motion. He gets the handoff and races around the edge for the first down. Lions' Michael Badgley comes on to kick the game-tying 51-yard field goal, and it's good. The Bills get the ball back. Josh Allen fires over the middle to Stephon Diggs for a 36-yard gain to put them in field goal position. Now with 7 seconds left, Tyler Bass steps up and nails a 45-yard for the win. Lions drop their 6th Thanksgiving Day game in a row, 28-25. The Alamo Heights Mules continue their march through the Class 5A playoffs, reaching the regional semifinals where they will face Liberty Hill tomorrow in Bastrop. This is a revenge game for the Mules, who lost to Liberty Hill last year 43-40, and this year both teams come into this Division II showdown with 11-1 records. The Mules are coming off a 31-8 playoff win over Gregory Portland behind dual-threat quarterback Conley McKenna, who has over 1,500 yards in the air with over 800 on the ground for a combined 44 touchdowns, while Liberty Hill beat Mercedes 63-14. Their second straight playoff game, they've scored 63 points, and they do it with a 1-2 punch at running back. Noah Long with almost 2,000 yards on the ground. Ben Carter over 1,500 for a combined 43 touchdowns.
Well, it's definitely a lot of motivation for this year, but we're focused on this year's team, and we're making sure we can keep progressing each and every week. And we're looking forward to having a good game.
They're the same, good old Liberty Hill, but we've game planned. We know what we need to do to get the win, and it'll be a fun game.
All right, the game will be played at Bastrop Memorial Stadium 1:30 tomorrow. Weather will be a factor since rain and possibly thunderstorms expected. Spurs get ready for a back-to-back dose of LA. Next. Even with their coach Greg Popovich back at the sidelines, Spurs did not pull out their slump, dropping their 6th straight game against New Orleans Pelicans. The Spurs got off to a slow start, could not recover, outscored 29-19 in the first quarter, 37-28 in the second, down 66-47 at the half. 47 is just 2 above their season low. Zion Williamson scored a season-high 32 points to go along with his 11 rebounds. Steamrolled over the Spurs, and to make matters worse, 14 of 18 from the field, with 20 of those points coming in the paint. Remember, Zion missed all of last season after having surgery to repair a fractured right foot. Devin Vassell led the Spurs with 26 points. Right behind him, Doug McDermott, 21, 129-110 loss, losing 11 of the last 12 games. Now the Spurs get to host the Lakers in back-to-back games starting tomorrow at 7. The word is LeBron James will play.
All right.
We'll see.
We'll see if he's enough. Hopefully the Spurs can snap that streak.
Yes.
Thanks for that.
We'll be right back. Happening tomorrow, holiday in full effect. The Christmas holiday season in the Alamo City will officially kick off, and that's with the 38th annual HEB tree lighting, and it's happening at Travis Park. You have that 50-foot tall Christmas tree. It arrived here last week. The lights, 10,000 of them, will be turned on around 6:20 p.m. HEB will, of course, provide free bus rides to the event. That way you don't have to worry about traffic. There will also be free ice skating from 3 to 5:30, which is a huge deal because usually it's $14. This event is open to the public, and it's sure to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, bust your butt on the ice there for free.
I mean, if you're not good, but if you're good like you'll be fine.
Also happening tomorrow is the 41st Holiday River Parade. The parade starts at 6 p.m. on the Riverwalk. The Grinch is set to be the Grand Marshal for the parade this year. The theme this go-around is Tastes and Traditions from Around the World. Tickets are available to purchase right now. You can find a link to buy your tickets on KSAT.com. Now, there's no shortage of events tomorrow because we also have the 41st Ford River Holiday Parade. The parade starts at 6 p.m. on the Riverwalk. The Grinch, that's the one we just read. I guess that does it. Unless
now for weather.
Well, just, we're talking about fun events, more events. It's going to be raining tomorrow and then better this weekend. So there's that.
That does
Thanks
it
for joining us.
tonight.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, you.